so we're ready to go. We are streaming.
All right.
Good afternoon, Mark Gassert. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing great, Tom. How about yourself?
Fantastic. We are here tonight to do Elevate Your Profits. So you like to share a little bit about why we do this, and I'll tell you what we're going to be talking about tonight.
Absolutely. Elevate your profits. It's more than just dollar bills, although that's one part of the equation. The other is, when we invite guests on here, some of them may have a cause, a purpose. We like to bring them on and let them share their story, tell us what they're doing out there in the real world, how they're doing things virtually, how they're doing things face to face, even things over the telephone if they choose to. But it's always an educational process, because we never know who will be attending some of these sessions that we have, Tom. And, we've had people from folks that have hung out with like Ben Gay, that have hung out with Dr. Hill. We've had people that talk about credit. We've had people that talk about, health, wellness. We've covered the gamut in about 2 years. So looking forward to tonight. Here's another platform that you're going to share with us. So I'm really looking forward to this.
Well, I'm going to build off of what we did last week. Last week, we talked about our whole goal in this tonight is to help people better understand what network marketing is. And there's a lot of misconception of what it is and what it is not. We got a lot of opportunities out there to be in business, but network marketing is the closest thing that you can get to a franchise that doesn't cost you $1 million to $2 million for a nominal investment of anywhere from $50 to a couple $100 or maximum $1,000. You can have a pretty significant business platform. And I encourage people, if they're looking for a business, there's traditional businesses, the brick and mortar. You can sell your time and your talent and call it a business, but what you've done is created a job. But there's a difference between a business that creates a job, and a business that creates leverage. And network marketing allows you to do that, create multiple streams of income, passive income. And last week we talked a little bit about understanding what $2,500 of passive residual income equates to in a business valuation. It's equivalent to having $1 million asset that's generating $2,500 at 3%. That's pretty modest rate of return. So I closed out last week. Would you rather have $1 million asset to increase your net worth? That's something you can sell, or $2,500 a month? They're one and the same. So
right.
That's what's great about network marketing. You can get into a legitimate business for a real nominal investment. It's not going to be easy like any business. You're going to have to work at it. You're going to have to make investment and time and commitment to share what you do. You're going to do the same things you do if you had a candy store. You're going to let everybody know you have a candy store. Come and check out my store. Even if you don't like candy, you may know somebody that does. You just want to expose everybody to your business. That's what network marketing is. But when you have a product like ASEA, which tonight we'll be talking a little bit about ASEA, a couple of the people that are going to be in this video we're going to show are very significant leaders in the company. One is Ed Wines. He's been in the network marketing industry for 30 some years. He's been in many different companies, but he's landed on ASEA for a lot of different reasons. And he's going to be interviewing Christine Williams. She's written a book, 10 Things I Wish I'd Known About Network Marketing Before I Got Started. And I think she'll explain why she wrote the book and what her intention is there's a lot of opportunities out there, but she believes that network marketing is one of the best options we have to build some financial freedom. And she talks about what freedom meant to her and what this company, ASEA, has done for network marketing. So I can't wait to really show that. And then, so that's our corporate sponsor. I'm going to roll out a little video on that. Any comments, Mark?
No, I'm looking forward to this. So
okay.
We've got two giants popping in here.
So we're going to do the ASEA video here. Well, let's go ahead and share this out, this video. This is Ed Wines interviewing Christina Williams, both ASEA Diamonds. That's the highest ranking position in the company, which they have a business that has a business valuation of many millions of dollars. So we can't make any income claims. There's no guarantees what you'll make in network marketing. There's no guarantees in any business what you're going to make. But these are two very significant, successful people in the industry, and they just want to share. She wants to share this out. So if you're out there looking for an opportunity, consider network marketing. Get her book. It will outline what it takes to win in network marketing from her perspective and her experience being associated with some very significant people in network marketing. So we're going to go ahead and share this right now. Enjoy.
The recording of this. It's a pleasure to have some of our team on tonight. And it's a real pleasure to have our guest on tonight that I want to, she's really part of the family. So she's not that much of a guest in terms of being an outsider, but it's a pleasure to have Triple Diamond Christina Williams zooming in tonight from Phoenix, Arizona, I believe. Is that right, Christina?
That's right. Thank you so much for having me. It does feel like we're family.
Absolutely, absolutely. And she is part of our specific ASEA family, but not always able to be on this call because who knows where in the world Christina's going to be. But we're glad to have you here tonight, Christina. And of course, the reason why we're featuring Christina tonight is because of this fantastic new book. That, you know, no excuses. You can see how thin that is. This is not going to be like a long month-long plod through it, but fantastic title, 10 things I wish I'd known about network marketing before I got started. And this is probably going to go down as one of the books you wish you'd read before you got started in network marketing. But thank you for putting in print what I think a lot of people have thought, Christina. But before we get into the specific things here, just kind of zoom out a little bit. Tell us about, you know, Christina's a little bit about maybe just who you are and a little bit about kind of what brought you kind of onto the network marketing highway whenever that happened.
Yes. Gosh, well, I've been on this highway for a really long time. So, but I'll really condense it. I've, as you'll see, if you do happen to read the book, ASEA is actually my second home, but it is definitely my forever home. You know, this is really what we all dreamed about, sort of the dream of network marketing that many of us, and you'll notice ASEA has had people that have come from different companies but stayed here. This was the final destination, because I think the concept of network marketing is brilliant. And that's, you know, one of the reasons why I wanted to write this book, not specific to ASEA, because I wanted to help as many people as possible. I think this business model is brilliant. And I certainly wouldn't be anywhere in my life today without this kind of opportunity. But my first contact with network marketing was in my 20s. And I actually had just been traveling Europe and had come back. I had started studying medicine, actually. I had studied physiotherapy, and then I'd been accepted into med school. And at the time, it just didn't seem like much fun, you know, because I'd been traveling and I'd had this kind of taste of freedom, but I had freedom, but no income. And I was thinking, well, I could get the income if I get this career happening, but I don't think I'll get the freedom. And so I was already in that mindset. And then actually I came to network marketing through my first husband, who many of you know is Mal Sword. And I was really young at the time and completely just couldn't believe that such a business model existed and that everybody in the world wasn't already in this. It just makes sense, right, on paper. And I often tell people that if aliens landed here tomorrow and they said, oh, how do I make money on Earth? And you'd say, well, you could go over here to this job and they'll pay you per hour, but the moment you stop, it stops. Oh, I don't like that. Well, you could buy a business and that'll cost you $500,000. You'll still probably earn the same. And actually there's no guarantees. You might lose everything. You probably statistically will. The alien would be like, yeah, no, next. And then if they explain network marketing as said, or you could have a company absorb all that risk, but still have the reach and have somebody else do the manufacturing and the distribution and the studies and the packaging, and you just need to market it, and you can profit share with that company 50-50. I just don't think anybody would hesitate, right? It's just so obvious on paper. So we lived a great life for around 10 years. And then in my 30s, I found myself, we got divorced, and I found myself looking for a new direction. And I thought, you know, I don't think I can go back into network marketing. I'm never going to lie to anybody about the effort it takes. You know, I hope you're aware this is going to be some work. So for a while, I resisted going back in because I knew, yes, I knew the gifts were there, the fruit was there, but I also knew that it was going to take some work. So because I hadn't had life experience, I went out and got some. I got a business, I got jobs, I juggled a million things for about 8 years, long enough to go, oh, that's why. That's why nobody likes that stuff. And 4 little boys were looking at me to come up with a better solution. And that's when Ed and Bart and Dan and Mal came along, and I'm so grateful. And that's how I ended up here.
Well, it's really been a pleasure to get to know you and to see your rise in this business. It's an interesting story. You know, your ex-husband's your sponsor, and obviously, you know, the experience that you had in the past, you picked up where you left off and plugged into a moving train, and now you're at the Triple Diamond level. And yeah, your story's pretty amazing. So is this, how long has this book been brewing in your soul before you put it in print?
Well, you know, probably the answer to that is just to go back on something you just said, because when you summarize, you know, you got sponsored and then you went Triple Diamond, and then and in my head I'm thinking, oh gosh, it just sounds so easy when you say it, but you know, it was actually really hard. And I just want to be honest about that it took a lot of work, and I know Ed knows that.
I told a guy in the Philippines today, he was talking about how hard this business is. I said, you know, fishing's hard. If it was easy, it'd be called catching.
Yeah, that's right. And I think the question I asked, I kept coming back to, right? Because the way it started was that Mal and Danny got started first, and they kept coming around to the house just full of beans the whole time, you know, and they would come in and we'd have dinner, and they would say, oh, you need to look at this. This is brilliant. This is amazing. And of course, you know, Mal had 1,000 ideas, and he had, you know, but he seemed to always kind of land on his feet. So I was really watching. And there are people in your life that you might have prospected that are watching you, by the way. You know, so I was really watching what's he going to do? How's he going to go? And of course, I got to witness Dan getting his health back, and then the two of them getting their financial lives back. So, you know, I may be slow, but I'm not completely stupid. When I started to see their lives change, I thought, I'm about to get left behind. I'm going to be the person they talk about at a presentation. Well, she had the same opportunity and now she's still wiping tables, you know? And I thought, okay, I don't want to be that guy. And so I went to them with full humility, and I just said, tell me exactly what you've done. I just need instructions. I need to go and do it, you know? But I realized that a lot of people don't come in with that level of faith. You know, Dan has been one of my best friends for a long time. Obviously, you know, Mal, we've known each other now and worked together for, you know, however many, 20, is it 30 years? I don't know. We're not that old. But there was a level of trust. But the people that you and I are talking to now, we don't necessarily have that. So I was ready to follow instructions, but I realized that a lot of people come into this industry and we fall through the cracks because we don't have those instructions. So it had been on my heart, Ed, to write a book that was really simple with some of the things that I had I guess the blessing of being guided, and I can see there's a lot of wounded warriors in this industry, and I thought if I can make that better for them. But you know, honestly, I really wrote this book selfishly for myself and my team, I want to say, you know, because I thought I want to help people that I'm meeting to have a shot. And I'm really kind of overwhelmed that it's being so well supported by other people.
Well, you may have written it for your team, but there's people who are getting a hold of it or saying, she wrote this for my team.
Mm-hmm.
And there's people looking at getting, large quantities of this to make sure that anybody that they sponsor into this business is going to get a copy of this. And we certainly feel that way. We'll get into that a little bit more, but I want to just kind of, hit the highlights here of the chapter titles are pretty compelling. I'm just going to read them real quick. I'm not going to elaborate on it. I'm going to, pick out one maybe that you want to say anything about or somebody wants to ask a question about, but I just love the chapter title. Again, 10 things, and there's probably more than 10 things.
Right.
That if you sit down and think about it, that you really kind of wish you knew. But these are really 10 key things. Number 1, it works. Number 2, it's a business, not a job. Number 3, you don't have to prospect friends and family. Number 4, objections are not a dead end, but a doorway. I love that. Have a system or be the system. Don't stress about leading thousands. Learn to lead yourself. Hello. Number 7, a goal is only a wish until you make a plan. Number 8, persistence always beats perfection. Number 9, the rewards go to the dreamers. And number 10, I love this, grow or get left behind. These are great principles, Christina. And I know the feedback from our team, especially I know there's folks on the call right now that are going to, want to share your comments. So anything else you want to say? Obviously the book's available on Amazon. And you can speak to any other method of distribution, Christina, that you might want to describe, or there's no way to get multiple copies. People want to get multiple copies. The interesting thing today's world, folks, when it comes to publishing, and it's just part of technology, a lot of books are published on demand and they get printed as they're ordered. So it's not like somebody's going to go out on a limb and, print and hope it's, 1 million copies and then they don't sell and they get dumped someplace. They can print on demand, which is pretty amazing. But anything else you want to say, Christina? I know some folks on here want to at least comment about the book as well.
Oh, look, firstly, I want to thank you for doing the foreword. When I had a think about who is the person that I know that has the most integrity, that could give me a really honest review from that is a heartfelt review. And I went and thought of Ed. We love Ed and Rebecca. We love them. They are family to my sons. They have been there for us through thick and thin. I know I could call them in the middle of the night, like they are. And I know you will know that. But I'm just really honored that someone like Ed, with the caliber of human being that you are, that my first book has been forwarded by you. That's a huge honor. The next thing I want to say is that everything that's in that book isn't from me at all. It's not. What do I know? I'm just copying what other people have done that I've observed that works. If I'm anything, I think I'm a good student. And honestly, if Mal and Dan had said to me, the way you build this business is you go on the street and you put on a purple hat and you sing a potato song, I was going to go out on the street and sing the potato song. I just was done. I was done living my rules and getting my own results, so I was ready to learn. And even if that meant change, and change can be uncomfortable. So for me, I'm somebody that was so keen on the results because yes, this is hard, but compared to what? Compared to staying where we are. And I really didn't want to stay where I was. So for me, this is a distillation of all the bits and pieces over the last 20 years, of all the Denny Robinsons, the Alan Nobles, the Ed and Rebeccas that have really hit me, that I have felt have been pivotal things to help somebody like myself, a single mom with 4 kids. I had my own small business plus juggling 2 jobs, and I was able to build to triple diamond. To me, that's like a small miracle, So I think, well, then that really should make it hopeful for others. And it's nothing that I wanted to hold back. I wanted to really dig deep and think, what did I do that I felt worked, and just put it onto this book. And most of it isn't work related, by the way. Most of it is internal shifts that we can make very, very quickly. So that's all I want to say about it. And I'm just so grateful for the support that you're giving me, Ed and Rebecca, and all of you, really.
It was an honor to just contribute a few thoughts to your book. I didn't write it to be a forward. I think I was just giving you an endorsement.
Yeah, but the publisher said, "Oh my gosh, can we use this?"
Yeah, it's an honor. Maybe you'll get to do that for my book sometime when I get one out of here. and get it really done. So I know some folks on here tonight have already had the book and have a couple comments they'd like to share. Paula, I'm gonna go to you first because I know you texted me today about it. Paula's a diamond here in North Carolina. So what are your reflections on this, Paula?
Well, as soon as it popped up on Facebook the other day, I went to Amazon and ordered it on Kindle because I wasn't going to wait for the hard copy to come. And I started it yesterday, probably spent about an hour, finished it up this morning. And it just resonates. It's all about Christina. And if you know Christina, the personality comes through in an amazing way. I was reminded reading it of, how we build relationships. We talk about building relationships in social media on Facebook. And I've met Christina. I've had dinner with her in Mexico. I feel like we've been personal friends and had personal connections. But connecting with her on Facebook and seeing that baby every day and reading this book, the personality comes through. And it's as though she's just talking to you one-on-one. And the lessons that she's learned. And, from my standpoint as a teacher, I just can't imagine what an impact this is going to have on someone looking at network marketing for the first time. Of course, we want to use it for ASEA, but as you mentioned, it's open to other people and other companies. And I just loved it. I just loved every chapter. I can't wait for book 2. When's book 2 coming out?
This year.
Well, thank you, Paula.
Paula, thank you so much. That's so heartfelt, and I'm such a fan of you. So I don't even know how to process that. You're reading my book. That's nuts.
So let's.
Let me add. I just finished The Consistency Pill, Atomic Habits, Go for the No, Dare to Dream and Work to Win, and yours is the winner above all of those.
Oh wow. It's high praise, Christina, but well deserved.
I don't know. My gosh, my head's not going to fit out that door.
Mike Beverly down in Florida. I know that you've had some reaction to Christina's book. What's your take?
Well, here's the thing. Christina has no idea. I've got to speak to Mal and tell him what impact he's had on my life and my ASEA career. But early on, I'd been in the business about 3 months, and I didn't, as you know, I didn't do much about it and almost sent the product back because I, like you, Christina, didn't want to do any more network marketing. But the product saved my life. And so I started sharing it. Well, about a month after I started sharing it, there was this thing that had put out through WhatsApp about the Road to Bronze with Christina Williams and Mal Sword. And I watched that training about 10 times, and I kept hearing over and over and over, if you want to go bronze, you need to sponsor between 20 and 25. And what's amazing is that the 23rd person hit the rank, and I was there, and it was like, oh my gosh. So, and you don't even know that you guys had an impact on me getting there, because literally my wife and I both, she goes, I just love the lady's accent. I love her accent, so, but when I saw the book come out, I had just sponsored a cute lady in London who used to be like the news anchor person in one of the major TV stations in London, but now she is a menopause coach. And she loved the idea about hormone modulation from the ASEA video she had watched with Alan. And but she had never in her 47 years of life, never had heard of network marketing or multi-level marketing. So I thought, okay, what a perfect training manual for this lady who's never even heard of the industry than your book. And as I related to you when you and I were speaking the other day, it cost me almost as much to ship it to London as it did for the book through Amazon. But I was delighted to do it because I think it's really going to impact her, especially for someone brand new in the industry who had never heard of it before. So I want to thank you. And as you know, I've ordered a couple hundred of them already, and I'm going to give them to every new person on our team. And, we'll make them available for people to buy at a discount as well. So it's just amazing. And I, you know, I'm not a Kindle person like Paul. I like to have the physical book. And the question I would ask you is, are you going to do an Audible of it?
Hey, Mike. Well, firstly, thank you. And I loved catching up with you the other day. And again, I'm like just so honored for the compliments and for the support is really the right word. Yes, my plan is to do an Audible version. I mean, I'd love to take a vote if people think that will be useful, but I think a lot of us consume on Audible. Yeah. I mean, I'm the same, you know, I've got too much stuff to do. I never sit down. So, well, then that's probably the next goal. Before the next book, I'll go get an Audible. I know how I need to do it. So yeah, cool. Yeah, so thank you for the support. And if anybody like Mike is interested in, you know, you have a group and you want to get it in a bigger amount, then just come to me directly. Don't buy it from Amazon because I can get it obviously a lot cheaper.
So how should they do that, Christina? Just find you on Facebook?
Yeah. Find me on Facebook, Christina Williams. Or I mean, I'm happy to just drop my email. I'll drop my email into the chat here in a minute, and that's probably the easiest way. But I'm just so grateful for all of the support.
All right. Well, listen, is anybody else on the call tonight that maybe already has the book and you'd like to either say a word or two, or maybe you want to ask Christina a question? Jerry Yerke.
Well, thanks, Ed. And I got Christina's book as quickly as I could get it, read it in one day, just thoroughly loved it. And 30 plus years in the industry, I've read a few books, but this one really, really touched me in a big, big way. And Christina, I just want to say thank you. We're using it also as a book for our team members. Highly recommend it. I would definitely go Audible. I would definitely use your voice because the accent, as they say, is keen as mustard. It's a new phrase that I picked from Australia. But I definitely would do that. And Christina, it is just an honor to get to know you. Triple Diamond, single mom. Obviously, I know Mel and Ed and Danny and Bart and all the guys from a previous company, and just think the world of you. But thank you for sharing and opening up your heart. And very quickly, I just want to say, and a shout out to your husband, Matt. I haven't met him. I get to see him holding that precious baby and being with your sons. But just knowing a little bit about what it takes to have the support to do what you do, to do what we do, if you would, for me, please, just say hello to Matt. And thank you.
That is so kind. And you know, I absolutely love you, Jerry. And I'm just, again, like, you know, I've looked up to you for a long time as well, and was like so excited when you came into ASEA, and just to watch you, what you're doing is incredible. But thank you. That means a lot, because Matt really has a corporate, he has a high corporate job, but his support, if you guys knew in the background how much he does to keep things going, because I am not an easy person. I have like 10,000 ideas and all firing at the same time, and they all have to be done yesterday. So that man, it has a place in heaven, like now. Well, don't take him now, but you know.
Christina, your book is definitely a one-day read. You nailed it. It's warm, inspirational, and challenging at the same time. Wonderful.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
Well, you know what? I really want to repeat that these aren't really my lessons. They are Ed's lessons, and they are Denny, and, you know, particularly Mal. And I do want to give a shout out to Mal as well, because as you guys know, he has been my sponsor, and you can imagine sometimes it's really hard to take counseling and advice from your ex-husband, you know, but we have that kind of a relationship. And I remember coming to him at the very beginning and saying, oh, my business isn't doing what it's doing. And he's like, your business? I thought you had a hobby. You're not treating this like a business. I'm like, what? So, you know, there's been some tough love along the way. And But what I want for everybody, and when I'm looking at these faces, like I feel so much love. I feel so much love for people in this industry, in this group, particularly in ASEA. I just want the breakthroughs for everybody, and that's really why I wrote the book. I just wanted to get to as many people, and I'll do whatever I have to help people that I can't help directly, because I just know there's other single moms, there's single dads, there's people that are retired, but retired with nothing. There's people that have lost everything. There's people battling sickness. And we are transformation specialists. We are here to make a difference. And you may not have written a book, but you have a voice, get it out there. Get this message out there. This is an incredible company we're with. And I don't just mean the product. I'm talking about the people. It's the transformational people here that are really that are breakthrough. People here are the breakthrough. So I don't want to take up any more time. I feel like I've never spoken about myself for this long. It's awful.
Well, it's well deserved. Is there anybody else that has the book that you'd like to just give a little kudos here to Christina before we let her go?
I don't have it yet, Ed, but I just ordered it, Christina. It's on its way. It'll get here on Tuesday. So I'm excited to read the book when I get it. But I just want to congratulate you personally. I knew that you've always been a writer just by reading your posts on Facebook. It's amazing. I can't wait to get it. So my question, I posted it in chat, is I've had a book in my heart and in my head for a couple years. So what are your suggestions for an inspiring writer?
Wow, that's a good one. And firstly, I want to say, Ed, get your book out, because that's the one we're really waiting for. And Miriam, thank you so much. I love you so much as well. We always, we touch base from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
I think the first thing is just get it out. And it is, perfection is always the enemy of progress. So don't worry how it's coming, just let it come. There's a beautiful quote by Hemingway, and I think I do a lot of writing in outside business writing. I write poetry and screenplay, and my favorite writer is Hemingway, and he said there's nothing to writing but to sit down at your typewriter and bleed. And if you're writing something and you're already thinking about marketing or the strategy, then it's going to be rubbish. To be frank, it just has to be you and the page, and just pour it out as honest, with as much truth and as much passion, and have a purpose. Like, a lot of people write stuff, but why am I writing it? Like, who do I want to impact? What is this going to do for somebody else? And when you put your heart down on a page, it's going to be a good book.
Thank you.
Good pointers. And by the way, you've got kudos in the chat here from the Philippines.
I'm just reading. That's so nice. I'm like, I really don't know what to do with all this, Ed.
Just fill your basket. When you get compliments like this, just fill your basket, because you're going to find somebody else you need to pass along to them. And if your basket's empty, you got nothing to share.
I'm too brown to blush, but I think it's happening.
Dr. Thomas.
Yeah. So look, hey, Christina, I'm not afraid of school and writing, but what you just described about writing, and those of us who have written something, is network marketing. We just have to do it. Don't worry about it. Don't think about how. We were just with Mal back in Florida. Mike, we were all there.
Yeah.
Just do it. Just dream about it and just start writing. You've made the perfect segue, because they're both the same. Thank you.
I love you, Dr. Thomas, and we don't see each other enough.
Great. All right. Anybody else got anything you want to say to Christina before we let her go? Because she's got at least 6 boys. Big boy Jack's in France, and so he's not there tonight. But you got 6 boys under the roof there, and I'm sure the little one's hungry again. So anybody else? Real quick. You got 2 raised hands, it says here. Go ahead. Let's see. Who do I got raised hands by?
I had someone ask for the title. Did you hold up the book again?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 10 things that I wish I'd known about network marketing before I got started. All right. Mike Beverly.
Yes, be sure to watch in the future, in the next few weeks. There will be another special guest on the Health and Biz Bites podcast, Miss Christina Williams.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm so flattered. Honestly, most all day, my kids beat me down about, what's in this sandwich and, like, why are we not doing this and that? And I just need to come and hang out here on a Sunday night. This is amazing.
Well, anytime, you're welcome, obviously. So, Dr. V, I see that you're on. You got your hand up. Is that right? Rosalind, Brandon, there you go.
No, you caught me eating chocolate.
Okay. Well, you had your hand up, so I'm just trying to acknowledge your raised hand.
Nice, sweetie, thank you.
That was me. I was looking to see if I could say something, but then it's like, oh, my hand is raised up. I need to put it down. That was not the meaning of it. So I was still trying to technical work on that.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
But we're looking forward to the book for sure.
Good deal. Good deal.
Yes.
All right. Anybody else? Anything you want to just you want to say to Christina? All right, Christina. Thank you. Gary, go ahead.
Yes, I was reading the foreword. I didn't realize you had read it, and I got to the bottom of the page. It had your name, and I'm thinking, should I go back and read it with Ed's voice sublingualing in my head, or should I just move forward? So I just move forward to read the book. Christina, fabulous, great job.
No, thank you, and thank you, Ed, for inviting me to come here tonight. That's a real privilege, and please remember that I'm just compiling information that's come from other people. You have that information right here every Sunday night. You have those leaders right here every Sunday night.
Well, thank you, Christina. We're just we're proud as we can be that you're part of our family, and we're going to help get your book. That we're going to get the word out. We get this recording of this call out, and you're right. It's not just about ASEA. The whole network marketing world needs to discover what you've put out here. So thank you for getting it out of your head, out of your heart, into print. We appreciate it.
I was gonna ask if you do read it, and you know how to leave an Amazon review. Those are very helpful because so if you feel so inclined, and really just because I know that's how I find my books. I say, what are people saying about it? So that would be helpful.
Good point. Take the next step after you've read it and leave a good review for Christina. And put it on her Facebook page, wherever you can get the word out. And do like Mike. Buy a bunch of them. So you've got them to give out to your team members, the new people that you bring aboard. And I believe that the lessons that she's condensed here into about 1/4 of an inch will advance your business by miles. So thank you, Christina. God
Thank
bless
you,
tonight.
everybody. Thank you. Love you, Ed. Love you, Rebecca.
Thank you.
See you guys.
Thank you all.
It's been wonderful. Thank you.
Very nice.
Yeah, what'd you come away with that, Mark? What'd you get the essence of?
Well,
didn't get into the details, but
no, I definitely have to get the book now because she piqued my curiosity. But I love the part where she said, I got in this not to do all this, work, but there's work involved with it. Number one, you've got to put in some time and work at it. And I like the part when she said about you don't have to like beat up your family and friends, and to treat it like a business. And then the one thing that really stuck out with me is how, she was hesitant about even doing it. It's like, oh, here we go again. But she realized, this is going to be my home here. This is where I'm going to hang my hat with ASEA, realizing like the rest of those people that, gave their opinions about ASEA, what it offers, what it can do. And, I think we all come in with, we talked about this last week. We're all skeptical, and that's just, I think sometimes that's our nature. But there's so many good people in this that, I don't know, not to take a look at it and take a sincere look at it, just from my perspective, and be open-minded enough to look at it. Maybe you don't want to do it, but, try the products as well. And I think, she touched on those things, but it's kind of the stuff you talked about, it's not your mom and dad's MLM, and we could go on and on about that. Things are different. There's nothing to hide here. No sleight of hand. You're not trying to be a magician.
Couple things I came away with that is it's a transformation. Network marketing allows you, if you got the right people you're associated, it's transformational. They help people grow and stretch you. That's what I love about ASEA is the quality of people. They're in this business for a different reason than a lot of other business opportunities out there. It's not just about the money and getting the number of cars and the big houses and the boats and all the travel and trips. That's good stuff too.
You're right.
But it's the quality of people. And I think if you just can sense from Ed Wines and Christina, they're in this business more than just to make money. They have a passion and a purpose. They want to help people. And she recognized, I came away with this, that she recognized being in network marketing and then going back into having another business. I don't know specifically what it was.
Right.
2 jobs. That's what a lot of people do. They got a business and the business isn't meeting their economic needs. So they end up getting a job or something else. And
I think you say, Tom, they created another job.
They're another job that
depending on what it is. And I'm not saying that.
And she recognized that's what she didn't want in her life. She wanted that freedom. She wanted to control. She wanted to serve and help people. That's why she wrote the book. And she didn't just write the book for ASEA people. She wrote it for anybody that's in network marketing. And I think that's a credit to her because network marketing does give you options that you don't have anyplace else when it comes to an opportunity to build a family legacy, a family income that will sustain you for generations if you do it right with the right people. So that's one of the things I love about ASEA is not only the great product, what this product does for people's health. It is a life-changing product, transformational product. It is saving people's lives, just like the business opportunities, saving people's financial lives. So if you're settling or struggling in any of those 2 areas, we encourage you to seek out that thing that tugs at your heart. If you love helping and serving people, then look at ASEA. Make sure whatever you align yourself up with fits your core values and your purpose and why in life, and you'll have success with it. It's going to take, no matter what you do, your career and your business now is not easy. If you went to college, it wasn't easy to get your degree in accounting or a medical doctor or some other degree. It wasn't easy. So it takes work no matter what we go after. But what do you really want? She recognized she wanted more freedom. She loves traveling and that time. And network marketing, you can do this business anywhere. You can go travel and do your business on the road. Everything here with today's technology is amazing. So I'll look forward to reaching out through Ed. I know Ed personally, so I'll reach out to him and see if we can get her on specifically as a guest. How does that sound? That'd
be awesome.
Yeah.
And that you mentioned about today, I just happened to catch a Facebook quick hitter, and this guy was promoting franchising, and I got nothing against it. He said there's something better out there than, working for somebody, and you mentioned franchising. But you and I've talked about it, and some franchises cost a few pennies, just to get in the door. And
most of them do require a substantial amount of capital to come in, and then you're giving up part of your revenues to the franchisee or the franchisor. You're the franchisee, the franchisor. So they're getting a piece of your action every month,
right?
And the average franchisor is only making about $150,000 a year. That may be more than what you're making now, and it sounds pretty intriguing. But are you willing to risk $500,000 to $1 million? Because franchises do go out of business as well. Right. It has nothing to do with the quality of the franchise. It's usually something internal that you weren't doing properly. They had all the resources and tools. So same thing with network marketing. The model works if you work the model. I like what she said. She was willing to humble herself and be coachable She's willing to work on herself, take the advice of her leaders. They've been down the path, they guided her, and I think that's the key, is find that company that's what I love about ASEA. They're about changing people's lives, and the people that come involved with this company in network marketing give their heart to help people succeed, both on the health side as well as the financial side. And Mark, you've met some of the people already, like Dr. Silverman and some other people.
They're top notch, and I think you touched on something. Not that they're not successful, but they're not touting, I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere. And if they are, they're doing other things and serving their fellow man. And they're not just talking about, I'm in this huge yacht, or, here's this magnificent trip I took. They're sharing things along the way. It's not the pound on their chest to say, hey, look at me. And they are. It's just something that my dad told me a long time ago. Hang around quality people and good things, will happen to you. That's what you need to do, is I hang around people twice as smart as me. I love just talking to you about finance. I mean, I've learned a lot just in our 2 years, Tom. I don't know
Mark.
I've ever even shared that with anybody, but it's been really neat to learn from someone like you. I do listen, believe it or not. And that's the type of people that are involved in this program.
It sort of goes back to last week or the week before last. We talked about Ben Gay. When Hell Freezes Over, he's back in it. It wasn't just the fact that it was a good business model and a way to make money. He recognized the leadership and the transformational what this product and company is doing in the marketplace. And that was what got him hooked in, especially when we met Tyler Norton. And that was an amazing conversation, those two going back and forth. The people they knew in this small world of network marketing, they have common relationships with some very significant people. You would hope so that Ben would. That's obvious he does. But Tyler Norton owned the same people that Bob Ben knew is pretty incredible.
They kind of went back and forth, and said, like they knew the same circles. And I think the other thing, Tom, just in a nutshell, is wisdom. If I had to describe ASEA, I'd have to say wisdom. And you can take that for whatever it means, but there's just a lot of wisdom in that circle. People know what they're doing, and it's kind of scary, the people that you are involved with. I look at myself and I look at these other people, but everybody's like got their arms open, said, come on, man, you can do it. So,
I just want to share this. People a lot of say, start promoting how much money you can make in network marketing. Yes, you can. There's network marketing's made more millionaires in any one industry out there, if you really look and do the research. So it's a real deal. But I think the real picture here is what an extra $500 to $1,000 could do for most families, especially in today's economic situation. So it's not how big the check is, what the check can do for you. It could be the difference of you keeping your house or keeping your car, or taking care of the necessities, because we know what's happening out there. There's a lot of people out there today are losing their jobs. They don't know where to turn. And I believe this is a career. If you're looking at a career path, it's just like real estate. You don't go into real estate just to sell houses. It's a career path. You're learning a whole new industry. Network marketing is like any other business acumen that you need to study and understand and apply. And the leadership is critical in it. You got to have a great product that's meeting a need in the marketplace. It's not a fad. It's unique and different than your competitors. There's a lot of network marketers, companies that they're just using other companies' products and knocking them off and white labeling them for themselves. Unfortunately, that's what's going on out there with a lot of great companies and products, because they don't have patents, they don't have uniqueness. They're just taking what people are interested in today and knocking something else off. Sort of sounds like the Chinese, pilfering all our knowledge here in the States. So, but I love network marketing. When I was in A.L. Williams, it's an agency program. You built an organization the same way you would build a network marketing. A lot of people don't realize that financial services and agencies, people have financial companies. It is network marketing. All businesses are network marketing. Even if you have a candy store, brick and mortar, it's still network marketing. You got to get out and network and share with people what you do. That's what network marketing is. What do you do? And then you be clear on what your elevator pitch is and what it is, and draw a peak attention to your. That's what Ben said. What got his attention wasn't the product and all the details. It was my conviction about what this company's doing. It caused him says, maybe I should be looking at this. This is pretty convincing. So I think that's one of the most important things in anything that you do in life. You have that crusading mentality. Like Art Williams said to me, what's your crusade? What are you willing to die for? If you don't have a crusade or purpose and why in life, you'll live a life of mediocrity, frustration, and regrets. And he was right, because I was living my path down that road after I got out of A.L. Williams, is I didn't have that mentorship and that fight and courage to tie to my dream. But when I had it, nothing held me back. And that's what I have today. So, and it's leadership that keeps the fire underneath me. So, Mark, I appreciate your comments. There's no doubt you know my conviction about ASEA.
Oh yeah.
So I tell you what, if I didn't have this going the last 3 to 4 weeks.
Hey, while we're here, just talk to us about, you had gout. You had a little bout with it. I won't say little, but that can be very painful. And it's been what now, close to a month that you've kind of.
Yeah, I finally kicked it out, putting some other things in place. But during the time where I had that excruciating discomfort, it was the gel and the consistent liquid so my body could start healing and repairing itself. If I didn't have this, I couldn't have made it. Like I shared last week, I looked like Holmes on the sideline every time I get up to get out of my chair to go into the facilities or walk into the other room. It was something I dreaded. It was that bad. So they say gout is like, if you have to give women a lot of credit, what they go through to give childbirth. They experience.
Oh, yes.
What kidney stones or gout pain threshold is, they say it's probably equivalent. So I have to respect women at a much higher level of what,
Absolutely. Taking
care of that most important thing in life, delivering life to the world. So
yeah, absolutely. Because if it was up to us guys, I think the population would have stopped a long time ago.
Oh yeah, we're wimps. Women are, we're wimps, so, but that's it. So that I wanted to share that because there's a lot of people out there that are maybe looking for alternatives. Definitely take a look at network marketing as a place to be. Find that thing that parallels to your desires to serve and help people. When you find it, you'll know it, and you'll have all the success in the world. Nothing will hold you back because your crusade and your purpose will drive you through all the challenges that any business gives you without a lot of economic risk. There's no economic risk here in network marketing. Yeah, small investment. If you decide it isn't for you, what did you learn from it?
Hey, Tom, I got a quick question for you. What was the first network marketing? Was it A.L. Williams or was it before that?
Actually, it was before that. I got involved in Amway.
Oh, okay.
I was involved in Amway, and I looked at the product mix and I started niching out what type of people I wanted to market. I wanted to go after the industrial market with all their soaps and their cleaners and solvents and all that, instead of competing with vitamins and makeup and that type of stuff. That wasn't, I could relate to industrial or business applications. So that was my first go around. Then I was introduced to, I was a union contract negotiator in the Teamsters. I recognized that, didn't want to be involved with collaborative corruption, I call it. And I recognized there had to be something else. A friend of mine turned me on to A.L. Williams. I recognized what they were doing, teaching and helping people win with money. That made so much sense. that people are suffering financially. So that was my passion for 19 years.
And that guy was a former football coach, high
Yes.
school football coach.
He's got probably one of the best speeches I've ever heard is just do it speech. Just do it. If you
Yeah.
ever look it up on YouTube, anybody that's out there, if you want to get a fire under your butt, I'm a football player and I love the way he talks. I mean, he would have me.
Tom would probably be, even with gout, running around in his office there.
He had a philosophy. If a player got hurt, they had to get off the field themselves.
Right.
He didn't drag anybody off. That was part of what he did. He made kids tough. They got hurt. They knew how to get up. They knew that that no one's going to help them get up off the field. So he said he, in his coaching career, never helped a player get off the field with their hurt on the field. They got off
That
themselves.
was back in the day too, when water was for weaklings, or water was for cowards, and I think we've learned that that's not true. But staying hydrated,
There's something he said about the Woody Hayes of the world, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I loved it when I grew up in that
They were
environment.
hardcore, that's for sure.
Yeah. So, fear, there's a place for fear in motivation, and a good coach can, if they can put their foot up your other side, and you don't want that, that's a good motivator. That's the only place that fear has
Absolutely.
a place. What I found. So, I love, that's why we've had these talks with Lou Saban and some other people.
Sure.
About athletics and coaches they're nothing more than
Saban, right? The process. Remember, we shared that. It was a video presentation.
Yeah.
He was speaking to the automotive industry because his son, has a, what is it? Dealership. I think, I want to say, is it Lexus? Yeah. Something of that nature, that type of vehicle,
Yeah. So, well, that was what I would say. If you want to share out there, those that get the book, I'm sure there's plenty of good wisdom in there, irregardless of its network marketing. Those principles that cause you to be successful in network marketing, you can apply to any business that you're doing, whether it be real estate sales, car sales, sales of any sort, selling services, selling lawn care, or whatever. The principles are all the same. You're just sharing a different product in a different industry. So there's nothing new in sales. That's why I love when we listen to people that say they have the answers. Well, you find out they didn't create the answer. Just like she said in there, said, what's in this book I didn't create. She just took.
Right. No, and she was very upfront about that.
Yeah. We've had a lot of our guests say the same thing. They just have taken that knowledge and wisdom from somebody else, and they just articulate it from their perspective. They didn't invent it. They didn't create it. They just shared how it worked in their life and just wanted to continue passing it on. So nothing is new in this world. Everything's been created. Even what's coming tomorrow has already been created in God's eyes. So
sure.
So with that all said, my friend, anything else? Do we have any guests coming up in the announcements?
I hope to have somebody next week, but I'm not going to tell you who yet. So,
well, we may let me know sooner than later because I want to bring Kathy.
Okay. No, yeah, absolutely. I was going to ask you about that. Is that going to happen? Do you want to do that next Monday? Is that a good time? Have Kathy come in?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah, and what I talked to her this morning about it, and what it would be is she's a massage therapist, massages people. How did she create a business with MSI's, multiple streams of income, not just doing body work, but what else should you do to stabilize your income? Because in that industry, you can get burnout, you can get hurt, lots of different things you can knock you out, or what happened with COVID. A lot of practitioners are no longer in the business because things were shut down, but she had multiple streams of income that she was doing, everything from being an expert witness and a consultant in lawsuits to writing her book to teaching continuing education. So she had all these spokes that always have increased her income, but if something didn't work out for whatever reason, she had other streams coming in. So that builds financial security. So she'll tell her story, why she did what she did, and share her success, why to have MSIs in your strategy. Even if you have a job working for somebody else, what's your strategy? What's your plan B? If you don't have a plan B, you're just waiting for, I call it a disaster plan. All companies have a disaster plan if they think it through. What happens if the building burns down? What do we do next?
Right.
Same thing in families. What's your disaster plan if you lost your job? The economy, whatever, you're in sales and the industry being affected by the economy. What are you doing to replace that income? You should think of your job and have a plan B at all times. That's something I've been coaching for years in the financial arena, my financial coaching. So is getting people prepared not only for the good times, but what do you do in the bad times as well? If you understand you have a plan B, then you're in a great situation. So even the biggest corporations have had bad times and they didn't go under. Those that went under didn't have a plan B, didn't think the worst case scenario through. So
Absolutely.
anything else, my friend?
That's it.
Okay.
So we're at 7:09 or something of that nature. So
Time
yeah.
flies.
Yeah.
I'm going to close out with our water pour. I see